Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about this 2000 lumen tactical flashlight, USB-C rechargeable, never need another battery. Let's get into it, see what we got. All right guys, so here it is. This is the Brinyte PT16 compact tactical flashlight. Now, compact is a term that the company uses. However, as you can see, it's larger than my hand, which, yes, I have sausage fingers, but still quite a large flashlight to throw in your pocket. I wouldn't consider this an EDC flashlight by any means. However, hunting, fishing, camping, absolutely see this as being a viable option to have with you. So let's go ahead and get into a little bit of the specifics. So first and foremost, we'll go through this little product list here. So they're claiming 2000 lumens on turbo, 820 on high, and then mid is 130 and low is 10. Strobe is 1600, and then your SOS is locked in at 300 lumens. So run time for each of these: on turbo 130 minutes, high 200 minutes, and blah blah blah. You can read the rest. Beam distance is 556 yards, and it is IP68 waterproof. We'll test that out here in a little bit. And the dimensions are, let's go ahead, 6.26 inches in length, 1 inch body, and 1.53 inch head. So a little over 6 inches. That's what she said. So yeah, it's not quite compact to just throw in your front pocket of your jeans, but in a backpack, small fanny pack, whatever, it's gonna be just fine. So, all right. So what comes in the pack is your USB-C charging cable, which I don't have right now because I charge this thing up. You get your rechargeable battery, you get your instructions, and all that good stuff. All right, so a little bit about the light itself. So this thing is T6 aluminum. It's hard anodized with an anti-abrasive finish. So that's cool, right? It's got this little LED indicator light so you can find it in the dark. It does glow green. That way you can always kind of see where it's at. It is USB-C charging, as you see right here. Here is that port. Go ahead and open it up. It takes all your standard USB-C charging cables. So if you already got them in your car or your house, you're in luck. All right, so on the back here, let's move this around so we get a little bit more light. So here's your standard, your tail cap switch, which turns it on, and then you can go through the modes. I'll walk through that in a second. But here you have your strobe. So let me try to focus there, right there. So you just hold that in, and you have your strobe already hooked up for you. So instead of having to go through a million different variations, double tapping and doing all that crazy crap, you can literally just press the button for it and it's there. You don't have to go through any kind of sequence of events to get to the strobe. All right, so whether you love it or hate it, you know, that's a feature that's there for you. It does come with this little lanyard thing. I'd probably take that off because it kind of gets on my nerves. But if you wanted to wrap it around your wrist to make sure you didn't drop it, then that's always an option available. All right, so let's go through some of these modes real quick. All right, so going through the modes, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the tail cap on, and then right here where that indicator light is, so it's gonna be your selector for all your different modes. So we're gonna go to the low, mid, high, and then we got that turbo. And then you press it and it restarts back to low, medium, high, and turbo. And then you just go ahead and select it off. When you select it on, it's gonna go back to turbo unless you wish to change that setting, which I don't. I always want the brightest light available, especially if I'm carrying this huge thing around. I would rarely ever want it on the low setting. Otherwise, I would just use my little pocket flashlight. Wouldn't really have a need to break this out to have all those different functions. However, if you're the type that doesn't carry a bunch of lights on you, then maybe you want that option. And the instruction manual will walk you through how to do all of that. So, all right, so that's enough of me talking about this thing holding into my hand. Let's do a little bit of testing with this thing, throw it around a little bit, get it wet a little bit, and see if this beam's all it cracks up to be. So one thing I didn't mention with those 2000 lumens, allegedly it reaches 92,500 candela. So for those of you who are all about candela, we will go ahead and see if that claim holds up. All right, stand by. Let's beat this thing up a little bit. All right, so this thing is IP68 waterproof, which means it should withstand being submerged in 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. Now, this is nowhere near 1.5 meters. However, we are going to soak it in here for about 30-40 minutes and see how it holds up. One thing I'm concerned with is how this LED light, the LED light to find it is on. Hopefully that continues to work, and then, you know, hopefully this tail cap is waterproofed. So we're gonna go ahead and dump this thing in here and see what happens. So just to show that it does work before we dump it in. And now we are, c'est la vie. All right, so it is 6:23. So we'll come back in about 30-40 minutes and see what we got. Hopefully it still works. Let's see this little LED light. Well, oh crap. The light turned on by itself. That's not good. And now it won't turn off. All right, so we may have failed the water test immediately. Yeah. It's not looking good, folks. 1 second, let me come back and try to shut this thing off. Okay, so it appeared that the tail cap got wet, and that's what made it start freaking out. So I went ahead and took the tail cap off, dried it, and put it on and made sure it was on tight. It does have a seal in there, so shouldn't be getting wet unless it's getting in from where the buttons are located. So we're gonna try this again and see what happens. All right, so time is 6:33. No, it immediately fails. It failed the water test. It is not IP68 waterproof. So there's that. Let's dry this thing out again and see if it could take any kind of abuse dropping it. All right, so now we're gonna show that, all right, the light does work. We're gonna go ahead and drop it a few times here on the pavement and see what we get. Toss it up a little higher. All right. All right, nothing's broke so far. Up. Stopped working. All right, so the tail cap doesn't work anymore. Mode selector still works, but turning it off doesn't work. Let me unscrew the cap here and see if that fixes the issue. All right, guys, so I've taken the tail cap off 2-3 times now, and it literally it won't turn off. So it seems like the tail cap is the main issue with this light. It is severely limiting its capabilities. All I did was dropped it twice, which if you own flashlights, you drop these things all the time, and it shouldn't, you know, there's literally, that's the only damage to the light, which hit the housing. Nothing that should be affecting the tail cap. It didn't hit the tail cap, you know, other than just the outside body right there, but that shouldn't have been enough to jar anything loose. If it is indeed a tactical flashlight as it is advertised to be, you're gonna drop your tactical flashlight doing some stuff. So yeah, I don't really think I could recommend this to anybody for anything other than just keeping in a drawer in case of emergency. But you know, if you're going to market something as tactical and, you know, make it look the part, then it needs to perform the part. So I've had $5 Rayovac flashlights that would hold up stronger than this thing, and, you know, they're plastic pieces of crap. So yeah, Brinyte, I like the light. The tail cap just it fails every test. Durability, water, everything, and it's all tied to this tail cap here. The light's functioning, as you can see, but it doesn't matter if you can't turn it off and on as you should, you know, be able to. All right, so here we're going to check out those different levels. We got the low, medium, high, and turbo. This is a semi-lit area, so obviously you can see some, but there are areas where you cannot see it all. So this is going to help, you know, clear up those areas. Whether I think it rates all that candela that it says it has, maybe not, but I think it, you know, it is a very bright light. So here, got a little bit more distance, a lot of brush, fence line back there. Low, you can't see anything. Medium, a little bit better.
high, you can start to see pretty much everything around you, and then turbo just gives you a little bit more of that, you know, peripheral lighting to see off to the sides a little bit more. I think this beam is very concentrated. It doesn't really give you a lot of flood, so you know, for point aiming and lighting up a specific area, I think it does decent, but I think it leaves a lot to be desired as far as you know, putting that light all around you and giving you a bigger picture of what you're seeing around you in those low light conditions. So, you know, take that for what it is. Obviously this failed all the the water test and the tossing it on the ground. But, you know, if you're just going to be carrying it, doing everyday stuff, you know, I think it's going to be plenty bright enough for what you need to do. And, you know, that's about it. So, that's the review, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I pretty much already know your thoughts. All right. Until next time. Bye.